And now for our final induction this half, and our second team to be inducted this evening, the 1967 to 1970 Pine Falls Canadians men's fastball team. Who did you leave behind in Pine Falls? The 1967-1970 Pine Falls Canadians dominated southeastern Manitoba softball. They relied on hustle, steady pitching, strong hitting, and smart defensive play. They repeatedly won league championships against competing teams from Pinawa, Lac du Bonnet, Whitemouth, Seven Sisters, and Beausejour. At tournaments in other parts of the province, they met teams like the Tyndall Powerhouse, whom they often defeated. In 1967, they won the provincial championship in Dauphin, the year of Canada's centennial. And in 1970, they won again in Portage-la-Prairie, the year of Manitoba's centennial. A remarkable feat and a pretty interesting coincidence. In 1969, the Pine Falls Canadians lost to Thompson in the third game of a best-of-3 series. The Pine Falls newspaper reported on the 1967 champions as follows. On Saturday, they defeated Thompson 14-5 and Portage 9-6. On Sunday, they lost to Winnipeg Tigers 5-1 and defeated the Portage Seals 8-6. On Monday morning, they defeated these same Winnipeg Tigers 12-5 in the qualifying round and 14-7 in the finals. 6 Pine Falls players were named Tournament All-Stars. Pat Andrews, Dave Harrison, Ken King, Gene Lazarick, Don McDonald, and Andy Usakis. In 1970, the Pine Falls Press reported on the provincials in Portage. The tournament featured 6 teams and 2 rounds of play. On Saturday, the Canadians defeated Gimli 4-3 in 2 extra innings. On Sunday, they defeated 3 teams. Dauphin, with Bill Borlas hitting a homer and Lynn Wood hurling the win. Portage Seals 9-1 with Foss Thomas and Pat Andrews hitting 4-baggers and Ken King pitching. And Tyndall 4-2 with Lynn Wood, the winning pitcher. Ken, along with Andy Usakis from Lac du Bonnet, were 2 replacements solicited for provincials. The Pine Falls Canadians, a great team. Let's introduce them as they come forward to reach their individual gifts, starting first with Pat Andrews. Bill Borlas. Bill Boyer. Al Bowman. Jerry Bowman. Dave Harrison. Glenn Hibberts. Ken King. Dave LaFrance. Paul LaFrance. Gene Lazarick. Bill McDonald, represented by Dean McDonald, his grandson. Don McDonald, represented by wife Tanis McDonald. Bob Sequin. Walter Suka. Foz Thomas. Andy Usakis. And Lynn Wood. The following are not here this evening, but we recognize Bob Coles, Jack Dudka, and Garnet Fennell. I'd like to call forward Gene Lazarick, who will be accepting the induction on behalf of the Canadians. Gene?
Thank you. Thank you, Paul. apologize, this is going to be short. Anyway, thank you very much to the Softball Hall of Fame. Congratulations to all the other teams and individuals. A special thank you from our team to Bob and Linda Sigmund. All the work for getting our team here today. Thank you very much. This is very special for our team, but to enter with a family member has to be extra special. On our team we have David Paul of France, Alan Jerry Bowman, Ken and Keith King, Andy Sackett, his brother John is in the Curling Hall of Fame, and my father and son, Bill and Don McDonald. Bill was responsible for baseball, fastball in our area for over 40 years. He was coach, Donnie was a player, never seen eye to eye, but it's always Bill's eye that won. And Donnie played hockey, ball, everything in our area, and very important part of our team. Both teams, and he would be sorely missed. We lost him about 5 weeks ago, and how proud he would have been to be here today. I'd like to mention another man, Bill Boyer, 88 years old, could still throw a couple of strikes. But, you know, he's known also for his grounder, pitching a grounder ball come to him, and his throw to first base. He aimed at first base. But a catcher, a first baseman, second baseman, or the right fielder were on high alert. Because he was going anywhere. And Bill, known forever in our area as one of the finest pitchers. And he's a well-respected man by his teammates and the guys that played against him. And he's got one umpire story. We had one guy, a one-arm umpire. He used to have a few drinks, like before, during, and after games. And he did tournaments. By the fifth game, like he was special. He's up to the bat. Some guy, big guy, come up to bat. Pitch come up a little bit here, eh? And the guy goes, "Steve, right one." Batter looks just a little glance. Next pitch, a little higher. He goes, "2." The guy goes, "2 what?" "Too high, 1 and 1." Anyway, and in closing, I'd like to say to all the ball players here, that you have to remember that the older you get, the better you were. Thank you.
That brings to an end our first half of the induction ceremony. This is your last chance to